Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of the FinTech Hunting Podcast from Newport Beach, California. We are at the Insellerate Experience Summit. We're talking to some of the best, some of the brightest, the movers and shakers in the mortgage industry. And I have another guest with me today. Kevin, please introduce yourself so our listeners know who you are and what company you're with.
Right on. Well, thanks for having us down. It's a great conference so far. My name's Kevin Smith. I'm the Senior Technology Manager for Ladera Lending. Actually just located right here in Ladera Ranch. We have an office in Lake Forest as well. So pretty much everybody thinks I'm an IT manager, but really I manage the tech stack, so administer of Insellerate and pretty much all the other systems that we use to originate mortgages.
Tell me, what are some of the biggest challenges when you're trying to integrate all of these tech stacks, all the new technology?
Well, I like choice, right? I like tinkering with things. I like to make things work. I also, come from a sales background. I was a loan officer for many years before I kind of, gravitated towards what I do now. And I think the biggest challenge is you go to these conferences, you see a lot of fun stuff, right? Everything's got a little cool feature here, a couple cool features over there, and you want it, right? You want it, but it's business. You gotta meld it in and make sure that you can sell it and see the ROI for what you're paying for this. So the hardest thing for me is really keeping those wires together behind the system. We have a dialer, we have an LOS, we have a POS, which is sometimes a POS, but it's connecting all those, making sure the data that happened in this system gets reported accurately in the next system, and then down, ultimately to funding a loan. So that's kind of what I do, is keep all that stuff. But it's just keeping up on it, making sure that it's all working the way it should, because the last thing you want is to realize, hey, something wasn't working for the last 2 weeks.
Right.
And here we've lost all this business, or been neglecting a certain slice of lead, campaign or whatever.
So when you talk about the shiny object, the new bells and whistles, if it doesn't fit in your current tech stack, do you proceed and go further, or do you say?
You keep going to conferences, and some of those companies will blossom and nurture and get to a point, which ironically is exactly what happened with Insellerate and my journey together. And the cream rises to the top, I guess. You see guys really pushing the envelope. Josh Friend has been after, my executive vice president for a while. They're, friends, but in the mortgage industry for a long time. And then finally, they got to a point where, hey, that looks like it's benefiting us. We decided to part ways with our old system. So you watch them, the best you can do is be informed, right? You talk to other companies that have used them in the past. What do you like about them? What don't you like about them? And ultimately, it comes down to the way that your business runs. Our business is a little bit different as far as workflow and what happens, from cradle to grave in the loan process. And so it's different for everybody. So it might not make sense for some people, and for other people, it's a crucial, part of their tech stack.
So what do you think of the Insellerate Experience Summit?
I like it because it's not like you go to LeadCon, you go to all these different things, and it really kind of depends on how they're structured. Are they trying to sell their system? Are they trying to do this? I like the Insellerate because it's more like, hey, how can we help you use our system better? And, that's just the way I've worked. That's the way I became a loan officer. I fake it until I make it. So you told me I had to get licensed one day. You just get in and you inspect everything until you become an expert. So I just switched on to Insellerate February of this year. So I'm in the unfortunate position right now to where I'm not a master of my CRM yet, but I'll definitely get there. So I like things like this because they show me other people that are in the same chair that I am at a different company, and maybe I'm doing something better than they are, and I feel a little bit better about myself. Or maybe they look like they're crushing it, and I need to be doing, finding their sauce and pouring it on my burger.
Fantastic. Kevin, you have shared so many great insights. Thank you for being a guest on this episode of the FinTech Hunting Podcast.
Thank you for having me, Michael.